Namaste. Today we're going to talk about meditation or contemplation or the difference of. And we do have to have words for things to be able to communicate. But still, what is meditation to me? Maybe contemplation for another. Maybe they are the same, maybe they're not. What matters is what they are to you and what you gain from it. And if you don't find that it gives you rest and peace, then I'd have to question myself and say, well, then what am I doing it for? What is it that I'm hoping this meditation will bring me? Quite often my meditation is really more contemplation. I'm trying to get answers to things, and I need to quiet my mind beforehand. So I'll meditate for a while. And by meditate, I mean quiet the mind. And by quiet the mind, I mean ignore the things that I can ignore that it's saying. And basically respond to nothing. Just put everything on the side burner and be still and quiet. And when you're quiet and the body's still, it's quiet, all there's left is the mind. And that does take time, and I know a lot of people get very discouraged. The mind is going to chatter, and it will get better in time, but only if you learn to ignore it. Let it say its thing, let it go by like a little movie, but don't pay attention to it. By paying attention to it, watching the movie, having a conversation in your head with it, you're feeding it. So a thought may come in, and what I did at the beginning was I would just put up a white screen and only see white. Some people like to see their guru or teacher. You're just going to have to figure out what works best for you. The big thing about meditation is don't feel like you have to do it any one certain way. There's so many ways of doing it, and you've got to find what works best for you. At the same time, when you're trying a new way, give it time for you to catch on to the hints that whatever the teacher is telling you to do. Give it time to find place and for you to rest in it. A lot of times we bounce all over and we don't give it time. And I can't say how long that time will be for anyone. But when it works, you'll know it, because you're going to be out of it and you're going to be relaxed and comfortable. I know I tried many ways, and through the Shambhala Center, I tried meditation videos on the web. Some of them worked. I found a couple that worked very well. And even listening to one of my gurus' teaching videos where he was teaching the Lalitas Trisati, and I was listening to it and just went flat line in so many words. Another one that was wonderful for me was the Mother Divine video. But everybody's going to have something that works for them that may not work for someone else. So don't feel like if it doesn't work for you, oh, I can't do it. Don't let your mind make excuses and you take them. Don't, because it can work for you. I know people in my life that it's just a constant. That's all I hear from them. I can't do that. I can't do that. They cut it off before they even try. And I know you've heard me talk about words and how we create things with words, and how it's not always necessarily true that we literally are creating things as in manifesting something. But what we're doing is we are creating the thought in our mind that we can't do it. And it's just a thought that we're creating. And the wonderful thing about that is it is just a thought, and it can disappear as soon as you quit playing with it. So realize that half of what you do, you're not really physically doing. You're just thinking it. I can't do this. That's just a thought. I don't like doing this. That's really just a thought. So when you give something a chance, those are little lines that you don't want to block yourself by using it. You're limiting yourself, and you don't want to limit yourself. You are limitless. Know that. Usually when we say those things, to be honest, they're excuses because we just don't want to do it. We don't want to be still. And we'll say, oh, well, it's just the mind doesn't want to be still. Well, the mind is part of your body and it functions with you. I quite often call this body the unit. This is the unit in which I have manifested in or come to live in. And this unit has a brain, and the brain makes the body function. It tells it it's too hot, it's too cold. But it also has learned to say other things that we listen to, and we don't have to listen to it all. It's like, if you've noticed, if you live in a town where there's a factory and it smells, after you've been there for a few hours, you don't smell it. Or if you're somewhere, live near a racetrack like we do, and you think, oh my gosh, it's going to drive me crazy here in those cars. After a while, you get used to it. Living near a highway, you get used to it. It doesn't seem to matter anymore. So it's kind of like that. If you listen to everything your mind says and carry on a script with it, it's going to come back with that script over and over because it wants to play. We all, as human form, this unit, it entertains itself. And it's as if, think of it like this. This unit, think of it as a robot, an android. And you have dropped down inside of it as a spiritual being, as the divine has dropped down into all these units so that it can feel, taste, and experience things. But it takes time to reach a balance in the unit. You hear all the chattering of the cogs in the machinery, and you have to realize, oh, that's just the machinery squeaking and squawking and putting its 2 cents in. And you learn what needs to be listened to when it goes, warning, warning, I smell smoke. Better listen. But when it says, I don't like that, it's making a judgment for you. And you, as the true self, that which dropped into this body, this unit, has a choice. Do I listen to the directions of the unit, the computer, the robot, Or do I listen to the directions of the divine? And be careful when you say of the divine that you're not saying the divine somewhere else, because the divine has come into this unit to do something, and we may not know exactly what. But it is coming here to do something. And the only way we'll find out what the reason is for us to be here is to listen to our inner self. And the meditation helps you to do that. It quiets the mind, and it helps the mind to learn its function by your direction. No, this isn't important. This is okay. You can knit later, mind. Right now, we're doing a video. Or right now, we're meditating. You have to just learn what is ignorable and what isn't. That's reaching a balance. If we responded to everything that went on in our mind, we could really do some damage. Pay attention to the things your mind says, and you're going to find it can say some pretty off the wall things and actually scare you sometimes. You think, oh, God, did I think that? Well, yeah, you did. You are the mind, but you're also the divine. And just as the Vedas say, Shiva has 1,000 eyes and 1,000 arms. How does he have 1,000 eyes and 1,000 arms? Of course, that's just a number. It doesn't mean literally 1,000. It just means many, very, very many. We are his eyes and we are his arms. But he's not a his out there. He's this. That Shiva energy and that Shakti energy is within this unit. The meditation will teach you that the mind, the unit, is just that which you indwell, and that you can control it. That's why it's important to be quiet. So every day, try to have some quiet time and some contemplation time. When you hear the mind chattering, try to see who's chattering. Realize that it's just the mind, and go on and put it out and relax. I'm going to keep this video short because lately the videos are not working. They record and I am able to watch them several times, and then I have people say they're not working. You can only get parts of them. I don't know if it's my computer. I don't know if I need to update my Windows Live or what it is, but I will work with it. So when you watch this, if you have any issues with it, please let me know, and I'll do another one, and I'll keep working with it until we can get it working right. Now, please, if you can, if you will, if it is your will, would you try meditating? Just being quiet. You don't have to sit here and go om 3 times and be quiet. You don't have to sit here and do all these fancy breathings and be quiet. Or you can. It doesn't matter. Find what works for you and just be quiet. You could try a walking meditation. The Shambhala Center taught a wonderful meditation where you meditate for a period of time and then walk for a period of time. Meditate for a period of time and walk for a period of time. But when you are walking, you walk in meditation. You would hold your hands in a certain way and walk very slowly and very calmly, and keep your eyes on the ground about 4 feet in front of you. And what I learned from that is you can meditate while you're walking, while you do everything. Everything becomes a meditation. So find something that works for you, and please enjoy this time with yourself. Namaste.